Okay, here we go, some Latin. Chapter 13. The next day, they led out their forces for a battle line, when suddenly, before the battle was confected, or made, sleep ripped away Alexander from his cares. When to the fight alone the king was lacking, the king alone was the one missing from the battle, he was roused, excited from his sleep, with difficulty by Parmenion. To everybody who was inquiring the cause of this sleep amongst these dangers, of which even always he had been very sparing of it in leisure time, he said he had been liberated himself from a great tide or heaving or up something or problems. And what have we got here? Sleep for himself, which was given blah 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 from sun security. Okay, sleep come from sun security because he was permitted to conflict or fight the forces of Darius with all of his men. He had feared himself that a long delay of the war there would be if the Persians had divided their army. So now he's going to be fighting all their forces. The Persians didn't divide, so there's a big care gone. Before the battle, both of these lines was a big spectacle to each enemy. They got to see the size up the enemies. Now the Macedonians, the multitude of men and the magnitude of the bodies and the beauty of the armour they were admiring. The Persians, by so few, they were stupefied that so many thousands of their own men had been evicted or beaten by so few men. The Macedonians had a smaller army. 6. But neither did the dukes, the generals, leading warriors, did they cease to go around their own men. Darius, scarcely 10 that's probably a typo they say, 10 men for each single enemy. If it was to be divided up, you'd have 10 on one. He was saying this would eventuate, or this would happen. Alexander to the Macedonians advised, not by the multitude of the enemy, nor by the magnitude or size of their bodies, or even by the novelty of their skin colours, I guess, should they be worried or moved. 9. Merely or only they should remember, he ordered, with the same people, these them, themselves would be fighting this third time. Nor would they have been made better, they should think, should flight have made the Persians better. When in the battle with themselves, such grim and sad memories of their own slaughter and fellow men being killed, and so much fusor has been blood's flown out of them, they'll be bearing this for themselves from the two battles before. So this is the third battle. The last two times they've all ran off and been slaughtered. And just as in this way, or how this happened, for Darius there would be a bigger crowd, a major number of men, but thus so for himself there'd be more of men. So this is homonyms, one way of saying men, but virorum's saying that his own men, the Greeks, were stronger, better men. 11. He encouraged them that they should spurn this other battle line with its gold and silver shining, in which shining there means there's more of booty than of danger for them. So see all that gold and silver gleaming, don't be scared of it, it's going to be booty. With victory, it's not the decor or honours of their ornamentation, their decoration, but this is something that's earned by the virtue of iron. So the sword's going to be what makes the victory. Chapter XIV. Post this, after this battle was committed to, the Macedonians into the iron with contempt So many times by themselves these enemy had been defeated or beaten, they rushed in. Contrarily, the Persians, to die rather than to be beaten, were preopting or opting or hoping this. Rarely in any battle had so much of blood partitive been fusum, tantum, so much had been blood flown. So rarely in battles was there so much blood. Darius, when he viterated, when he saw his men to be beaten, to die and himself, he wanted himself to die. But by his proximates, people close to him and good friends maybe, he was compulsed or compelled to fugere, to flee. 4. Dative or ablative. Then, with certain people persuading ut, that, indirect thing here, that the bridge over the river Cydnus, these people are saying, to impede the journey of the enemy, should be intercluded, closed off and shut off. Not thus, he said, did he want his safety to be in, consult him, as it means planning to do it. He didn't want it to be planned this way for his own safety, and the correlative, ita ut, is that so many thousands of their allies would be cast up to the enemy if they did that. Continuing errata oblique, there ought to be also a way for the others open to flee. There should be another way that open for others to flee, not just for himself, which were open for himself, Sibi. Alexander now, however, or moreover, each place which was the most dangerous, he would attack at Grediabator. And where they were most packed together, we've got two superlatives, where the enemy were most packed together, where he saw it, where they were fighting most acerimi, another third superlative, where they were fighting most fiercely. Into this place he would emerge himself always, so it would be his perils he wanted, not of his soldiers. 6. In this battle he rap-witted or seized the imperium of Asia, post having accepted his reign or kingdom in the 5th year. 7. Of such felicity, good luck, that post this no one dared to rebel, and Patienta, Persia, after an imperium of so many years, that's just an adverb, they accepted the yoke of servitude. Having given, ablative absolute, some refection, which is a time to repair or heal themselves, for his soldiers, 34 days, that's all ablative absolute, he recognised or inspected the booty. Then in the city of Susa, 40,000 talents he found. Okay, so better pick a daily dictionary. Here's that adverb, patienta. It's got superlative and comparative. Patiently, with patience and toleration, top 10,000 words. So patiently, it seems a bit weird that after so many years of power they would accept the yoke of servitude, but they did it patiently, or they tolerated it maybe.